If there's one truth that few have the courage to admit, it's this: women simply aren't attracted to weak men. No matter how much they say they want someone sensitive or emotionally available, in practice, the reality is different. Weakness pushes away, disinterests, and destroys any chance of respect. And before anyone tries to justify it by saying that the world is different, know that this is something programmed into the human essence by the creator of the universe. Strength does not mean being aggressive or authoritarian, but rather maintaining your peace, your light, and your firmness even when everything seems to fall apart. Have you noticed how men who play victims are ignored? How do those who lose control in moments of crisis also lose the admiration of those around them? Prosperity, in every sense, is reserved for those who control their emotions and know how to deal with challenges without falling apart emotionally. Weakness does not awaken compassion, it awakens contempt. If a man cannot support himself psychologically, no one will do it for him. And the worst: most only realize this when they have already lost everything: their wife, their respect, their opportunities. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you've fallen into this trap before, now is the time to understand what really defines a strong, attractive man. What separates those who are admired from those who are forgotten. And when you see this, your outlook on relationships, work, and life will never be the same. When a man finds himself backed into a corner, its occurrence defines more than just the immediate advancement of the situation. It shapes the perception that others will do so. In combat, whether physical or metaphorical, composure in the face of adversity reveals a lot about your character. The creator of the universe gave us the discernment to understand that real strength is not just in victory, but in the way we face challenges. Staying calm and acting strategically sends a powerful message of resilience and leadership, while being out of control only weakens your position. Imagine a fighter who, upon realizing he is losing, begins to act desperately, complaining, victimizing himself, or showing fear. This stance not only reinforces your defeat, but also defeats the image of someone who possesses inner light and balance. In the real world, this happens all the time. At work, a man may miss out on a promotion, and his evidence will determine whether he will be seen as someone with potential to grow or as someone who is emotionally unstable. True prosperity comes from emotional intelligence, from the ability to remain firm even when everything seems to fall apart. What we understand is that a man's inner peace is a shield. When he remains centered, he conveys security, confidence, and self-control. An occurrence should not be guided by ego or fear, but by a well-thought-out strategy. If one day you are pressured, breathe, analyze, and act intelligently. In the end, respect is not earned by the size of the force, but by the way it is used. And that's where many lose without even realizing it. The truth that few want to admit is that attraction is not just based on pretty words or good intentions. The energy that a man transmits in moments of adversity weighs much more than any speech. A woman can admire a man for his sense of humor, his intelligence, or even his affection, but if, faced with a challenge, he appears weak, all of this can be destroyed in seconds. The creator of the universe gave us the ability to discern what is genuine strength and what is just an illusion of security. What happened in the video is not an isolated case. Whenever a man reacts weakly to a difficult situation, whether in his personal or professional life, the perception of value that others have about him plummets. This does not mean that he needs to be aggressive or insensitive, but rather that he must maintain his inner peace, his light, and his firmness. Respect and attraction go together. When a woman sees a man who, in the face of pressure, despairs, victimizes himself, or tries to justify his weakness, admiration dissolves. And here's a detail that no one tells you. A man's true prosperity lies not in how many possessions he has, but in how he behaves when the tables turn against him. Respect is built on resilience, posture, and the ability to face challenges without losing control. When a man understands this, he changes not only his love life, but also his position in the world. And believe me, this change impacts everything around you. Losing is part of the game, but how someone reacts to defeat defines their destiny. The creator of the universe placed challenges in the path of men not to destroy them, but to test them, strengthen them, and make them worthy of the peace and prosperity that come with overcoming. Those who understand this do not see defeat as an end, but as a learning experience. The difference between a strong man and a weak man is precisely in the way he processes the fall. The strong learn, restructure themselves, and come back better. The weak lament, shrink, and become smaller than before. Many believe that losing is the problem, when in fact, The real problem is reacting badly to loss. A man who despairs, loses control, or gives in to victimism only reinforces his weakness in the eyes of others. In the business world, for example, a businessman can go bankrupt, but if he faces it intelligently, creates a new plan and moves forward, he will be respected. Now, if he despairs, complains, and blames the market, no one will trust him again. The light of resilience is stronger than any moment of darkness. A winner's mentality is not formed when everything is going well, but when he faces storms without letting himself sink. This is why so many who prosper at some point in life end up failing. It is not the fall that destroys them, but the inability to rise again with dignity. If a man wants to be admired, respected, and desired, he needs to learn to deal with defeats strategically. True strength manifests itself when all seems lost, and that's when the next test presents itself. Now that you've realized the difference between strength and weakness, the question that remains is, will you continue to sabotage yourself, or will you act like a real man? The Creator of the universe gave you everything you need to become someone of value, but the decision to use that light is in your hands. Peace, prosperity, and respect only come to those who cultivate a strong mentality. So, look at your life today. Do you convey security or uncertainty? Do you inspire or push away? The truth is that no one will hold your hand if you insist on victimizing yourself. The world respects men who face challenges with intelligence and firmness. So how can you start changing this now? The first step is simple. Observe your answers. How do you deal with criticism? How do you behave in the face of difficulties? Small adjustments in the way you approach your life can completely transform your trajectory. Respect and admiration come to those who impose themselves, not to those who surrender. If this content opened your eyes, do something for yourself now. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. This way, you will continue to learn to become a stronger and more respected man. Don't fall into the illusion that time will change things alone. Change starts with you. And believe me, when you become a real man, everything around you will change along with it.